afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another riveting, amazing, exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, hero of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, your Lord and Master. Master of Puppets, off here till 1 vs 1 on Lost Glider, with the glider is ever truly lost. In the north, it's Hero, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 4th Armored Division tasked with tackling a German presence in the area, building up under the command here of Jimmy, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Forming up here, the 18th Luftwaffe Felddivision, or at least elements of it here, using defensive doctrine with panzerfast mine and Austrian bulletins versus heavy cavalry with triple infantry here for Hero. Double rifle start, Austrian MG42 start here for Jimmy, noting of course no infantry company. In most cases, I mean, he's clearly not too worried about a Dodge truck, throwing him off mark here, so he's quickly popping a bunch of Austrian here to swiftly seize the field with cheaper, less experienced and less trained troops for the fatherland. MG42 swing up westwards, Pioneer setting up sandbags there, Austrian might rush for the church in the centre. The squad of course moving eastwards rapidly, but with this he's already got a bunch, well, at least one more unit up faster here than Hero, and will be able to do so for at least a brief while. We'll of course have to see how many Austrian ends up going for. Some will go for 3, some will go for 4, a few will stick to just 2. But generally, if you're going for Austrian, you kind of want to commit to them. There you go, quickly spotting what's going by the carve point. Sandbags down here, of course, also in most cases should be reeling to Jimmy. That his opponent has gone for heavy cavalry, which already there, of course, can allow Jimmy to sort of, think through what he might want to go for and what to prepare for. So there you go, Austrian flanking up here through the house, catching Hero there off guard. In the west, we got Resistance versus Pioneers. Austrian squad, MG42 could back up. In the east, Austrian is about to encounter the rifle squad, which is about to move here towards the carve point. Other Austrian squad that could quickly back up here, the second one. By the market square, 3rd rifle squad way there for Hero, quickly occupies the house here. Up here, he's pushing for the carve point. Hero in this case managed to successfully bait out Jimmy from the house by making it look like he was leading and then rush back to beat up the Austrian. Nice play there by Hero, very nice. Jimmy there fell, I think, a bit for that too quickly for that bait. Up north here, Pioneers with MG42 versus the Resistance squad. Should be pushing them back in a few moments. Down here, the Austrian moving up as the Rifleman. And not moving up the Austrian squad, the other one, he's keeping the first one here to just fight as the Rifleman, leaving his carve point to be seized. An interesting move there by Jimmy, might be something else driving him there. We got take up here for Jimmy, so triple Austrian, 1 MG42, certainly a bit of a lighter tier 1 here utilising Austrian. Of course, that's one which you can go for, you can allow to do that. In this case, though, the MG42 did swiping onto the MG42, in which case, Hero was a bit too predictable here, and Jimmy was easily able to, deal with him then, allowing him then to not get punished for dispatching an Austrian squad far away from the fighting. So nice play there. Hero the moving up rifle squad. He's obviously anticipating a push for the fuel point soon. He's also got very early grenades. An interesting move here in particular as the Austrian, who overall do have a larger squad, of course can be useful as the MG42. Plus once it gets out officers, and of course there's also reassurance, it does provide him with smoke here. So it's a very interesting early tactical choice there from Hero, which certainly broadens the early options there in sort of engagement versus the infantry, and certainly can catch maybe some of the Austrian off guard, but again, 6-man squads are less vulnerable to grenades than 4-man squads, so in some ways it might not be quite as effective, other ways it'd still be quite effective, obviously. I mean, grenades are grenades, and getting your troops grenade in a bad spot there, since the Austrian of course being behind a lot of cover bunch up, I mean, could still risk a wipe, so we'll have to see what it ends up with. Pioneers ready here for Jimmy. Second squad up. They'll probably use to build the light mechanized company as the other squad moves about here. In this case, he's actually putting up pressure quite aggressively here. Very nice play there by Jimmy. Bold, but not reckless. At least for now. Large squad there being suppressed. Well, surrounded, not suppressed, but surrounded around here. Pioneers was right from the carve point hit as well. Nice play there by Jimmy. Again, just aggressive, incisive moves here versus Hero, leaving him perhaps guessing a bit more as what to do and how to react here to Jimmy's moves. So that is very nice. There you go, grenade against the MG42 inside the house. Does some nice work there. Still a bit of health there to go. MG42, by the way, seemingly can't hit the shed due to this particular door, which is then blocking, interestingly enough. Sometimes the houses get a bit weird. We got a 4th rifle squad way for Hero. He's also gone for the captain, opening up for pack houses and the likes. Interesting choice. The MG42 right in the west, opening up the fuel point there to Hero. And the 4th Armoured in the south here. 18th Luftwaffe Felddivision, pushing back here the Resistance. Actually, I think it was 17th. Anyways, moving up here to grab the point there. Right, moving out, we'll go for 17th. There were 2 Luftwaffe field divisions in Normandy, the 16th, and I believe the 17th was 18th. 16th largely fought against the British, whereas the other one was hauled up against the Americans, I believe. Ostrom getting shot on known by the captain. Ostrom grabbing points here. Centre point secured by the Pioneers. Caught in a bit of barbed wire. They should be able to walk out of that one. Or in this case, he just goes for minesweepers. Bit of an awkward spot to be caught in though here by the Pioneers. Up here, grenade against the Ostrom. Oh, he's not paying attention. Ooh, nice attempt to actually catch him on a retreat, but didn't quite go perfectly there for Hero. Ostrom have been flanked by the captain, routed. Still, Jimmy here is able to get through his clever maneuvers, push back Hero a bit, and we got an anti-tank away there for him. Expecting vehicles, and Jimmy is going for the 2-2 here. That's going to be nice. And we got here the defensive fortifications opening up for a lot of stuff, including bunkers of the more reinforced concrete kind. And attacking away there for Hero. Almost done. Certainly indicates he's very worried. And more likely, he's probably worried about a flamethrower half-track, since usually, as part of an Ostrom strategy, most players will then go for the flamethrower half-track to make up for the fact the Ostrom are not exactly amazing assault infantry. They'll use the flamethrower half-track instead to carry the attacks. But here, of course, Jimmy's going for the 2-2 instead, being the cheeky little bastard he is. Still, good, consistent harassment here against him, ensuring that Jimmy can actually sort of at least erase the fuel loop, but also more likely be able to build up a fuel loop against his opponent. Again, he's just doing it using Ostrom and the likes. So he's actually playing the Ostrom surprisingly aggressive, which can backfire, but against Hero there so far at least, he's working out quite well. So Hero's going to have to pull off some good moves, so Jimmy's going to have to flub it out a bit here, I think, for Hero to sort of get this under control again. Push with the center undercover and the machine gun, by the looks of it. 2-2 trying to wipe out a unit, at least cause some heavy damage. We've got another 2-2 on the way, so definitely here Jimmy coming to a slightly different Ostrom strategy. Double or 2-2 so can be useful. There's a lot of light vehicles. He's probably going for anticipation of the half-track. Of course, the rest of the anti-tank guns, it can quickly backfire since the anti-tanks can take down 2 hits. And of course, as always, it is worth keeping in mind the American M1 anti-tank gun shoots 50% faster than other anti-tank guns. So it gives you a lot less room to get out of a bad situation in. And can, in this case, for example, easily deal with light vehicles. But it's also very effective versus medium armor, and 2 of them can very quickly go through that. Oh, grenade here. Jimmy here, clearly a bit flustered by the sudden developments here, is suffering heavy casualties, losing a bit of steam here, and this could give Hero the exact opening he needs to push back against him. Because the Ostrom squad being wiped. Oh, he's going for the machine gun, but there's another squad here. The captain moves in, 2-2 rushing in though. Can it save the Ostrom squad? And it does so. Looks like that Jimmy wasn't quite, or Hero wasn't quite attempting to get a wipe there still. I think he should have tried it. Either way though, Jimmy's facade has cracked a bit here in the face of a few mistakes, which of course Hero is more than keen to exploit, as he should. West side here, going to see a bit of pressure there as Hero moves up his troops, noting half-track on the way there. My apologies, a bit of a sneeze. Grenade off there. Also a reminder, grenades do 50% less damage if they're thrown across cover. So when you really want a good grenade off, you can, unless if you can't flank them first, then pop the grenade, though it might make it a bit obvious, but sort of a bit. And note, by the way, it only applies to heavy cover. Light cover does not receive that bonus, so keep that in mind unless you want to risk losing units. Bit of a good reminder there. Good opening up here, also as well to support here. Rather than a bit of a bad spot. And there you go, full bang up. He nice fluently uses the ability for 2, but grenade here from Hero could end up causing a wipe there, but doesn't. Was a close one though. Was a very close one. Rather than routed. Half track almost done. Push for the viewpoint here is aggressively going in. Also moving up between rifle and ambulance on the way in the wake of the anti-aircraft half track here for Hero. That's only going to make him much more, I think, threatening here versus Jimmy, who's only got now 1-2-2 to try and stop the half-track. Doesn't have incendiary armor piercing rounds with the MD-42, so stopping the half-track is actually a bit of a challenge here for Jimmy. Additionally, of course, there's been no telemines laid down, despite one of the advantages of going Ostrom is you get a lot more munitions, well, defensive as well, for mines. So, a bit of a potential lacking here for Jimmy. I imagine something Hero will also be happy to exploit. MD-42 there being considered, again, back in play there, but I imagine here the arrival of the half-track could consider Jimmy here, or force Jimmy to go for the Pack 4 instead, but he seems intent on sticking to the double MD-42 plan versus the infantry. Feeling like he's got the half-track here under control, perhaps, or at least it's not as big a threat there as it could be. There are a few possibilities as to what Jimmy could be thinking, and ultimately I don't know any of them since I'm not a mind reader. If I were, I'm sure I'd be much richer than I actually am. Since I'd obviously be using it for, you know, personal gain. Liaisons on the way there for Hero. Could be used for repairs, tank traps, barbed wire, mines of the lighter kind. Love to see what he's going for there. There's also the option he's going for weapon racks at some point, in which case, of course, bazooka teams. But here, it's actually minesweepers. We haven't seen any mines whatsoever from Jimmy, but Hero is assuming it based off the fact his opponent's gone for an Ostrom Doctrine, and he's not been spending a lot of munitions on grenades. It's going to be a huge munitions dump somewhere, and that's likely going to end up in mines. At least that's his logic here, and it's a correct logic in the end. A bit late there, but and there we got him as well. So really good work there by Hero. Good reading the situation, and certainly, I mean, it's what I'd be doing. It's a good play there. He's also using the to lay down mines, so either way, they of course need to keep the minesweepers near the half track and particularly look for the obvious spots. Like for some, you know, these we show seeing narrow bits here and around a road, and there's like, you know, a small gap where you can always just funnel into a mine. Those are usually the spots you want to look for a mine for. So Hero needs to be a bit careful, otherwise his minesweepers will be a bit late on the job. Smokescreen here, though, flanking the MD42. Very nice work, though sadly not able to follow up on it, but still I guess it does disrupt Jimmy's positioning here a bit, which is obviously always a positive. Rifling up in the church, getting hammered by the MD42. Liaisons here, not advancing further, rifling up here, but still getting hit him. The MD42 as the smoke is slowly clearing out. Plus, it can be a bit more difficult here, but the smoke screen laid down by rifle grenades is a much more focused one. So on the side, for theoretically, you should be able to shoot through it. Still can, because the unit here theoretically can see through it. So a few notes there. Could have been slightly timed better, that move, I would say, there by Hero. Still, he is using smoke actually to, you know, support attacks. I mean, that's definitely something that does, you know, deserve some applause. Since even if you don't get it off perfectly, it's better that you're trying, because ultimately you're only going to get good by, you know, actually making the bloody attempt to do it in the first place. 2-2 going for the captain by the southeastern victory point. Being the western fuel point again, but at the same time, eastern thinks he's there. Pack cards for Heroes. Let's bring up the artillery to that way pummel Jimmy into submission. That's going to be nice in there. Pack cards halfway down there for Hero. Half tucking about a bit there. One kill, halfway to veterans one. As for Jimmy and Deutschland, we got the Supomo Cop, though he's not quite in any range of armor. Theoretically, go for an Ostwind or Stug here, and certainly in these situations I might consider Stug, since we've got, I mean, in this case Jimmy has no anti-tank weapons, which is usually where I definitely go for the Stug first, just to make sure I don't get rushed by Stern, in which case I'm going to be completely, you know, bowled over. So that would certainly be, you know, an immediate choice, but he could try and stall for the Panzer IV, and certainly with the fuel harassment going on between the two, he's more likely to be able to go for the Panzer IV. Up here though, no take-up yet for Hero. He's certainly fuel-wise not quite there. And to take an assault here with the Ostrom, well, he's in range of being assaulted, but the Ostrom seem to be a bit more focused on the retreating riflemen. In the east, Hero gobbling up territory there for the 4th Armoured, as the 17th Luftwaffe Felddivision here is under assault by Hero. I mean, long term, I would suggest some Panzer Grenadiers out here, so you usually want some assaulting infantry actually like to support you doing attacks, and particularly your armour, and Panzer Grenadiers very much work well with that, so that would be, you know, my suggestion here. Before to inside the church, carrying the centre victory point, we got 485 versus 368. The southeast 2-2 as the echelons, and a fuel cache from the curve point. Jimmy clearly setting up here for the long fight versus his opponent. Definitely going to mean a bunch of armour, but also, you know, more likely mean a tier 4 at some point, since a fuel cache will support that better and of course help minimise the disruption from harassment on the fuel point. To continue to get out here, the Russians who sadly do not stand much of a chance against the mighty Leichter Panzer Spähwagen. And toward the retreat, we've got bazookas on the riflemen, so we've got weapon racks for sure up here on Hero. I'm surprised he went on the riflemen up with the echelons. Well, I should note here, do not have bazookas. Normally you go for the re-echelons, particularly for the veterans, they do get 5-man, but of course the riflemen start out as 5-man, and ops in that sense have a bit more advantage there. Grenade completely failed to make any impression on the Ostrom. That's quite a dud. Push for the fuel point again here by Jamie Hero there. It's not going to need time, I think, to sort of easily defend it. And at this point, Hero, I mean, going for the Pershing stall here, I think was a bit silly. I mean, he's quite a bit away in terms of command points. You're talking 6.5 point away, so Pershing could likely end up being too late with Jimmy just steamrolling him with Panzer Force, since he can go for one now, and should be doing that exactly there. So while Hero could go for it, I mean, if he wants to go for it, I don't know, again, I'd recommend just getting out some regular armor before going for the Pershing. Still good attacks there by Jimmy versus Hero. Back here, troops reinforcing. Panzer Force slowing the way. Rifleman setting up with a lot of bazookas. It's interesting that he's going for them there. I mean, some players will mix up BRs and bazookas on the Rifleman. This certainly seems to be like half of that. He's just mixing up bazookas on the Rifleman. And certainly can, of course, give you a bit more difficult to stop there, because, again, all the bazookas then just spread out, so they can all just hammer away there. It makes it much harder for your opponent just to stop your anti-tank weaponry. Rifleman here catching the MB42. Pack cards opening up as well. Heroes on the counter-offensive here versus Jimmy. There you go. Panzer support here for the 17th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Austrian Routed here. Second squad will likely also fill very rapidly, since he's got no light machine guns on them or any sort of heavier firepower to back them up. Except the MD42 in the house right next to them, obviously. Pioneers in the west versus Rifleman. Panzer Force joining in as well. It's going to be a heated engagement here, but in the end, Rifleman will have to retreat in the face of the Panzer Force since there's no anti-tank weapons nearby. Although the Pioneers end up retreating first, delaying here. Jimmy recapturing his fuel pond. Rifleman getting hammered with the Panzer IV. And these Ostrom there holding out for now, thanks to the MB14. There you go, 2-2 flanked by the Rifleman with their bazooka. Could he see an anti-tank Rifleman go for here? Maybe help take out the 2-2, but no, he's not quite paying attention, allowing the 2-2 to get away. Major out for Hero, so definitely no heavy cavalry Pershing stalls. Very nice. I definitely think been a wrong call by Hero had he gone for that one. Now just needs to get the armor rolling again here versus the Nazis. Round up in here by the house, opening up the Panzer IV. Bazooka fails to penetrate the Panzer IV's sturdy German armor. Fuel cache was actually being thrown here by the Rifleman. That's less fortunate there for Jimmy as well. So it's going to take some time with the bazooka just to clear out, but you know, it's not going to take forever. It's not some Sisyphean task. And we got a third MD42 now for Jimmy. I definitely describe that as a bit of an odder one. I definitely seen some Pentagon these instead rather than triple MD42s, but if you can handle the Rifleman about to get wiped out, that is a less good move there by Hero. He was obviously trying to take it out there, but instead got wiped. Possibly wasn't paying attention at all. Cancelled the MD42. Oh, did he lose another one? Hard to say there, but there's a machine gun there on the way. You got Osterman rounded by the captain in the east. Cash is almost done. We got more Riflemen with the bazookas. Hero needs to replace the lost Rifle squad. He could go for Rangers instead. Equip them with Thompsons and then add a bazooka. And to tank him moving up, we got the Panzer forming about here as well. Third MD4 almost done there for Jimmy and the 17th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Closing in and be able to go for Sherman here as opponent, and that is exactly what Hero does. He goes for the Sherman. In the west, Austrian Pioneers the half track did go down to the Telemann, meaning Hero should have sweat for mines over there. Bit of a fumble there by Hero. And certainly now shows the worth of Telemines. Even your opponent has mines free, but they're not necessarily the best deck to be able to use them. And they're going to take them down. Another loss there for Hero in the face of the German war machine. Ooh, Telemine though. Almost took out an entire MD4 because of pack houses. Oh, almost got it there with the second pack houses shot. That also shows how Telemines can be a bit dangerous with sort of light and path you have to use a lot. Particularly when your opponent's artillery, so that paid off nicely there for Hero. Almost got the MG42, but still didn't quite. Still, Veterans one on the pack howitzer. It's definitely nice. Sherman almost down there for Hero and the 4th Armoured. I imagine the MG42 will be the next to feel the wrath of the pack howitzer. In these two, they got Captain versus the MG42 there. Certainly some aggressive and flexible use of the MG42s. We also got Tego there for Jimmy. Tier 4 opening up for the LMGs. In fact, he might go straight for the Panzer Corps now, begin setting up for either Panthers or Sturmpanzers. MG4 on the 5 on the pack howitzer. Could soon find himself under direct barrage. Heading in the western field on the rifle squad. And we got Rangers out here for Mr. Hero. That's definitely going to put some pressure on Jimmy, particularly up to the Thompsons. They're going to be able to tear through the Ostrom rapidly. Sherman there mobilised. Panzer IV being fixed up. We'll obviously go for that heavy Panzer Corps soon. He could also go for the Pack 43. And another Telemann in the same area. Oh, Jimmy, you sneaky bastard. And that's a particular use there of a bit of a mental blind spot there. Usually most people do not anticipate you will mine the exact same spot we already know had a success with a mine, but doing that exactly can actually catch some people off guard. So nice work there by Jimmy. But I'm sure Hero might have a different opinion on that one. Platform wing up and flanking the pack out. So nice work there by Jimmy as well. Sherman is in need of tiny repairs to get the reasons and assist. Very good. He's going to need more anti-tank weapons up, I think, until he can get up. I mean, he's got the bazookas, but I think he's going to need an anti-tank and hit assist again. The anti-tank man there. I mean, if the tank's headed, he might be able to charge, to stop it a bit more permanently. Meanwhile, though, Jimmy and the 17th are regaining control. We got the heavy Panzer Corps as well. Then before being caught by Rifle here, could get wiped out and grenaded and retreats in time. Very good work. Panzer IV flanking the Sherman. He's got no nearby teams. Wilson's moving up there. He's going to have to be careful here with the Sherman. Bazooka fire there. I think the bazooka actually was then penetrating here. M42 there. We got Rifle double up there to assist here. Ostrom popping out to go for the Sherman. Bazooka team needs to assist. Rifle moving in. Oh, get a damage to the Panzer IV again. Going for the car pump of the other Ostrom squad. Pack out home, we got Rangers in nearby. Could maybe clear out some of the stuff here. Sherman with the damage. Engine nice penetrating hit here. Anti-tank roughing it off here. Jimmy, extension of the Panzer, well, in this case, backfires on him. Could have worked out, but with not enough infantry, not enough Panzer grenadiers, the ability to extract his Panzer IV from enemy crates is a bit lower. In this case, it didn't quite work out, so he ended up throwing away Panzer IV. That's even going to help Hero get back into the fight. And Jimmy's going to have to work harder to regain control. He's going for the Pack 40, realising he's lost the initiative, and more important, it's going to be otherwise in for an arse whooping here from Hero if he does not get it. And particularly actually wants to make use of his heavy Panzer Corps anytime soon. In these two to the MB42 support, defend the fuel point there from American clutches. Very nice work there. Up here, troops healing reinforcing. Rangers sneaking about. Pack out, they should be recruited as fast as possible as well for Hero. Big turn against Jimmy and the 17th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Pack 40 there arriving for Jimmy. Sherman eastwards, both sides. Flooding a bit of manpower there. Definitely should be careful about that. I also think Hero would benefit a lot from fuel cache. You can go for one here since it's a far more safer point. You can go for one here. Basically, both points are less likely to be neatly raided by Jimmy, for example, just being in the way of trouble. So, I mean, either way could give Hero a bit of fuel boost and help him more tank in the long run. Of course, helps it off for a Pershing. Jimmy's sweeping through the centre west here, assailing the undefended positions of Hero and the 4th Armoured. MD42 remains. Sherman, interesting enough, is not immediately committed to doing that. He's probably worried about another push for the compound. There you go, pack cards. Could be stolen here by Jimmy, but no. Too many troops around prevent him from doing that. Rangers rifling with bazookas and rifling without bazookas. Ostrom here trying to form a defensive line, but with little cover about. There are no sandbags and only tombstones. It's very difficult to form up. And there, what is this? We got sector artillery. My God, you rarely, if ever, see this ability ever used. But here we are with it. Artillery fire raining down close to the rifleman and the Rangers. Need to be careful here. Pushing forwards, though. He doesn't care about it. German artillery is ranging down death from above. Careful about standing around for too long there, Hero. Artillery fight continues to rain down up north, nothing happening. It's an absolutely nasty looking sector artillery barrage here. Rarely get to see it. Oh, rifle squad annihilated. He forgot about it. He was too focused on the Rangers, and the rifleman got plastered with death as the entire area explodes under a voluminous artillery barrage of death. Brutal stuff.
We got a new unit ready.
Another Sherman on the way there for Hero, building up a larger armoured force. Not bad. We also got a second Ranger squad out to help make up for the one that got wiped. Meanwhile, Jimmy's bringing out a Panther. Luftwaffe field divisions, as infantry divisions obviously were not access to Panthers. Occasionally, the amount of access to Stoops actually, quite interesting enough, but they were definitely not access to Panthers directly. As for artillery support, they could have liked it, but have to rely on flax. There was in fact also a 10.5 centimeter flak that actually existed, though they were primarily used in Germany. In fact, there were numerous types of flak that kind of only saw usage within the German borders because they were much harder to maintain, and so to keep things logistically simpler, they kept them running within the German borders. But every time 10.5 centimeter flaks, I think some had been used around Paris actually, and I mean just like the Flak 88s, they could have been used like artillery. So maybe that's what sector artillery here represents, just a little train driving up with 10.5 centimeter flaks and just hammering the area. Maybe. Anyways, Sherman out there for Hero. That puts them up to 2 Shermans versus 1 Panther, 1 Panzerkampfwagen 5. MG42 is the Sherman. Need to be a bit careful there. And we got another sector to there in use already. So very good to see that one. Sherman's there versus the Panther. Panther gets a nice penetrating hit on the Sherman frontal armor. Penetrating on the Panther though from the Sherman, need to get that one out of there. Another penetrating hit, veterans 1 gain, increasing rate of fire, rifling up there. Good Fredman anti-tank rifle grenade. And we got troops flanking up here behind. Oh, could take out the MG42 with the Rangers. Could take it out. Rearson's getting hammered here by the MG42. MG42 retreating nonetheless, despite not being neatly threatened here. Pack 40 also stopping any direct armoured assaults here for the centre. Alongside the Panther, of course. And a wipe here for Jimmy somewhere. I'm guessing it's some pioneers that were rather ended brutally at the hands of Heroes 4th Armoured. Rangers need to retreat. The Panther is looking to murder him either through its own weight or its machine guns. Pack cards are firing away there. 5 kills. Another pioneer squad there. Sherman's being repaired here by Hero. I imagine the next goal could be a Pershing, though again, could consider fuel cache to assist in that goal. And here, 2-2 versus Rangers. Panther being repaired. I mean, he could consider a repair bunker. I mean, that'd free up mental space in Ascension, so he wouldn't have to manage repairing his tanks as much. So, I mean, a repair bunker would be a really neat idea here for Jimmy. I mean, it's part of the Doctrine. I'm surprised again for those that have gone it. I've yet to see anyone actually think go for a repair bunker. We've got a Stug. Lovely. And to take away there for Hero to help deal with the Panther. Very good decision there. Sherman in for the north here, operating them together. So, of course, the one with the veterancy actually gets his little rate of fire bonus, which I believe actually scales with more veterancy. Well, I think more tanks around the camp. I don't know which one of the two it is. Are we Panther good to go? Ostrom falling back here. Struggling a bit here. There's the tanks and the riflemen. Ooh, nasty on the MG42. But there you go. Panther moves up. Penetrating hit from the Sherman, the Panther. On the west here we got Rangers versus the 2-2 on the fuel point. Jimmy is struggling a bit more here versus Hero and the 4th Armoured Division now, as Hero's able to bring out a bit more critical mass of armour. And Jimmy is a bit short on volume. He's also floating a lot of manpower again. Caches could be an idea. Bunkers could be an idea. Concrete or otherwise. Honey is off right in the centre. We got 435 versus 155. It was 1-1. Actually, a bit that there's something here needs to work as the victory points. It's definitely been a bit too off with those. A bit too lazy. Troops in reinforcing. Got the western one. He's got the eastern one. So there's now the one actually bleeding out at Jimmy here. Victory points. Very good. For him, obviously, less good for Jimmy. I think Jimmy might be planning here for another Panther. Back to repairing again. He could benefit a bunch from a command bunker. Sherman's rolling back here. Sherman rolling out. Range going in for an MG42, pushing them back with heavy submachine gun fire. Western victory point being seized. Centre 1 is open here to Hero. Jimmy's not really doing much defending it. Panther fires away. And what is this? We got a reinforced repair bunker up here. Ladies and gentlemen, a first. Repair bunker actually being used. Amazing. House collapses here. Ostrom didn't manage to get out on the time. And the rest here are moving up. They're going for the 2-2 here with the bazookas first. Sherman's also on the move here to help break the German defense in the centre. Rangers grabbing the point there. Very good. Still Teleman's about there. Nice work by Jimmy. And Hero still hasn't brought up his mind, but in this case gets lucky. Oh! Less lucky there is the MG42 getting wiped there for Jimmy. That's something the Hero should be grabbing. Almost getting the 2-2 there. Austin finding their cover, quickly vanishing in the face of the armoured onslaught here from Hero in the centre there. Moved away from the point to help deal with the Ostrom there. Eastern side, bit of movement here as well. Not grabbing in for the count. I mean, you have to sacrifice the rifle. That'd be quite silly there for Hero, to be honest. I can understand why he's not doing that. M4 banging up the eastern sword. 2-2 goes down. We got another Panther away for Jim. That's going to be double Panthers. He counted the Stoops tragically, but double Panthers, I mean, should do the job as well. Of course, we still have Sector Tilly possibly for another glorious breakup. Then he's going for another Sherman. I actually would have figured he'd go for the Pershing here, but Jimmy seems quite content with the Sherman tanks at the moment. Interesting choice there, particularly with possibly more Panthers in the way. Though most players don't go for double Panthers. I can understand why he wouldn't figure, why he wouldn't, say maybe a Jackson. Panther rolling eastwards there for Jimmy. MG42 covering up, grabbing the eastern victory point as well. We've got 414 versus 119. Grab here with the captain, very nice work. There we go, double Panthers out for Jimmy and the 17th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Some serious Panther support here from a nearby Panzer Division. Half a platoon there. And the 3rd German out here, that's approaching a full tank platoon here for Hero. Panther moving towards the centre, rifle moving up here. Might want to pop some grenades to clear out some of those crowds. Still firing down, rifle in a bit of trouble. Direct hit from the Panther on the rear of the Sherman, nice work. Anti-tank them moving up. Oh, that's actually the tank house, but there you go, the anti-tank is there. Penetrating Sherman down, hit the Telemine. He really needs to get better at sweeping for mines, despite hanging mine streams. The only way he's found mines so far is by driving over them. He's like Grandpa Simpson of mine sweeping, Abe Simpson. If you remember that episode, where his memories go back to World War II and he keeps directing the tanks into minefields over cliffs. This is more or less the same thing with a Hero. Lost 2 Shermans here to Jimmy's well-positioned anti-tank defences. Got a wipe here though, Ostrom dying out to the Rangers and whatnot. So obviously Hero's not doing all bad, but he needs to use his minesweepers probably, except he's lost them now, so he can't. He needs more minesweepers. Lots of munitions are still away before Sector Artillery, though right at the moment it's going to be difficult, I think, to set up for a good one. Rangers, I think, need to get out of line of fire of the Panther. I mean, there's no point being front of the Panther and his machine guns. Moving up here, we got the repair bunker. Oh no, he could get destroyed. It's a precious repair bunker. It's the first of its kind. Still, I would say it's dying partly somewhat. Strength to the MG42 here. Need to pull back the Sherman for repairs. Captain on the way that's replaced the one that Hero lost. Not bad. He's got 3 Ranger squads by the way. That's actually quite a lot. I do think versus double Panthers, he actually probably wants more anti-tank guns. I think triple Rangers in this case might be a bit on the excessive side. Panther going to do is find their way to the G-Man, so that's a rather belated call in there of the Panther Grenadiers by Jimmy. Much belated. MG42 have rounded by the Panther, moving up with its machine guns, raking the windows with good German lead. Not like the American lead, which is filled with sugar. Ostrom moving up the eastern side. And there you go, Panzer Grenadier. Gefechtsbereit here for Jimmy. Pack here trying to stone him by the way from Jimmy being used against the Panther. Also up to flank, got Rangers ramping up support as well though. Oh, that pack position is not good there for Hero. He's definitely gonna, I think he needs to escape here for the Panther. There you go, Austrian and Panther pushed away here. Panther's going to do this out in the open. Not a good spot by the way, there's all this incoming infantry. Definitely needs to put into cover, just retreat them entirely I guess. He probably also wants to work his Panthers together so he can sort of more effectively focus down targets with machines. So there you go, repair bunker fixing up the first one here. In the centre machine gun right here by Heroes advance. In the east we got Austrian going for the cover point, but there's Rangers in the way. Shredding the Austrian in a matter of seconds, certainly proving their high cost. The Rangers, this is not the Austrian. And they're pulling back to the first one for repairs. Definitely think needs a bit of coordination here. If you Reds, you can also try and catch all of Heroes' infantry in one hell of a sector to barrage, if you can sort of time it up correctly. Got a Panther 4 to back up the Panthers here versus Hero, who might actually be able to call in the Panthers or Pershing soon. I mean, he's got a bit of armor, but more importantly, he's getting a reasonable amount of fuel. So might be able to get it to work. There you go, double Panthers hammering away at the infantry, 5 and 3 kills, close to 2 of 1, and there you go, Panther is moving in, engaging the Yankees. Panzer 4 halfway done. Probably also might want to repair the repair bunker at some point. MG4 also coming up, Panther being repaired. Wayne's getting shredded out in the open. Lots of fun in the Panthers need to pull it back. Bit exposed here. Taking too much damage from the anti-tank. It's been a mistake there. We don't stay by Jimmy. Could have cost him a well veteran 2 now Panther. That'd be definitely a bit of waste. Repair bunker looks like we'll be able to make much sooner here. Austrian in the west fighting with the Shem. Needs a Panther up there. The Panther 4. Bunker down. He could of course always build another one. He's haven't got the resources. More pioneers on the way that to at least assist with repairs. Likely not another repair bunker anytime soon. MD4 2 versus Pioneers, we got another MD4 2, which is not quite within range, it seems. Still, the situation is looking very much in favour of Hero in some ways. The victory points wise, he's still behind. He's still in good control of the map. He's keeping Jimmy's tanks down, and he's also murdering what little infantry he has. Simply put, the Austrian do not work because of that many Rangers. He certainly wasn't fast enough to get out more Panzer Grenadiers. Still, he's got the Panther 4 to back him up. He still has a set of machine guns which should work. And of course, there's still theoretically a sector truly barrage. You can sort of set it up correctly. He might be able to, you know, really cause some grievous harm there to him. He actually goes for another Sherman. I would have figured he'd actually go for a Pershing here, but Hero seems content with just more Shermans in a, quite frankly, surprising move. Sherman hanging back here. Rangers move forwards here. No, didn't yet to get any Thompsons there. And a tank gun fire, bazooka fire here, Panther down to half health, machine gun trying to bag up. Instead the armor appears now, so maybe, you know, to catch up some infantry and murder it if they push the fire. And there you go, Rifle caught here in a hailstorm of hot fire. Second Sherman almost done there for Hero. Panther good to go. R1 being repaired. Panther 4 of course also in down in repairs. Using the point there. So what can Jimmy do? I mean, again, one option again would be some, you know, sort of push, but then, you know, manage to grab a lot of territory fast and trying to bait him into a sector artillery barrage, which if he's not too fast enough could cost him quite a bit. Beyond that, he's going to have to pull off a really good armored assault that unhinges Hero and just destroys him. So we'll have to see what it ends up with. Could also be a mix with the two, I guess. Somehow. Round there was the Austrian. 8 kills with the LMG-42. 29 got the Sherman through here. Packard's at virtually 2 with 11 kills. Both Panthers are good to go, more or less. Troops in the centre being hammered by the Shermans. Can't make any progress there without armoured support there, I'm afraid. Also, maybe there's the rifle in the east. Got the fuel point back. Panthers heading out here. Panthers now being fixed up. Jimmy strikes for Deutschland. Also, they need to fall back in the face of the double Shermans. Artillery raining down on the western machine gun position there by the western victory point. Panzer was there backed up, but then before 2 was rifling out in the open. Panther full good to go. So will Jimmy be able to do something here versus Hero? 79 is 42. Again, Hero needs to work more on his victory points. He's definitely a big slacking off there a bit. At least could do with some improvement. Still firing down on the Panthers. Northern point of the siege range is pinned down. Then we got smoke called in a bit late here, though, I'd say, for Hero. Could have done that a bit more preemptively, to be honest. Panther moving up here. Oh, Panthers moving up. Using eventually the 2-1 volley to lead. That's very good. Because there's obviously the one that has the best chance of bouncing shots anyways. It's kind of the one you want going in first. Panthers are moving to move here for the eastern victory point. We got 77 here versus 41. Panthers moving up to deal with the Rangers. Need to get some arms support versus the Panthers. And the Far East, though, is where he's committing the Shermans instead to help deal with the infantry. Of course, having no anti-tank weapons to back them up there. Definitely, I think, a reasonably good move there by Hero. A bit risky in some ways, but obviously just completely routes Jimmy's eastern push. And he's moving up the intertanks and deal with the Panthers in the west who can't grab the point anyway, so he has to fall back. Shot fire, bounced. Panther 4 moving up, clear up the machine gun inside the church. You could probably want to prioritise the entertainment first. One down, the lack of support for the entertainment, of course, proving to be a bit disastrous here versus Jimmy and all of his tanks. Gunning them down in cold blood. Sham's moving in towards west now, but the damage has been done. Both end tanks gone. And we got sector artillery now. He's using the tanks, I think, as bait to draw in Hero. Will Hero take the bait, though? So the firing down the rifle squad up north. He's not paying attention. Is he? No, they get wiped. And this he falls back since he can't counter-attack Jimmy effectively without risking getting hammered by artillery, and his tank guns are getting destroyed as well. So he actually has now very few counters to all of the Panthers that Jimmy has on the field. Quickly replace his losses, though at this point, maybe just go for the Pershing gun now. I mean, we'll see. Panzer squad number 2 on the way there for Jimmy, very good. Not quite as effective or devastating as the first one. I still think had an impact there. So again, he just caused Hero to back off and still got a rifle squad. Panther moving ahead. Then we got 39 points left here versus Hero. Rangers hold out in the open and push back. 15 kills here, 2 kills close to 1. Second Panther squad almost done here, and there you go. Tom Sherman's out there, hits a mine. Finally, it's Jimmy's time to hit a mine here against the Americans. Sherman's going in there, but I fear they won't be able to do much here. See, with him firing high splash of rounds, hasn't had time to change. Well, there might have been a misclick there. Either way, that Sherman's doing nothing to the Panther and Panther 4 there. Nothing. Sherman down. Other one's about to go down here as well as Jimmy strikes for the Svartaland. Panther 4 that goes down, but that Sherman's about to go down as well. The Super team flanking up. Pioneers they're backing up here. Panther very close to veteran 3. Second Panther moving up. Shoots, misses. First one misses as well. And there you go. Another Sherman down with that. Hero's chance of getting back into this, I think, are very slim, very minimal. With this, he surrenders. GG, game over. A loss here for America. A victory for the German army. For the Deutsche Panzerwaffe. Highlighting sector artillery and actual repair bunkers. Not something you get to see very often. Hero, I think, played reasonably good in many cases, but I feel like he should have gone for the Pershing. He's tried to go for the Pershing, at least after some tanks, and should have had more entertained to me a lot. And go on. He also really should have gone for fuel caches. I think that helped Hero a lot here versus Jimmy, who I think should have gone for some Panther as soon to back up the infantry. I think a bit better in the longer run. But otherwise, it's an interesting fight with some very rarely used abilities. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.